Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name's Scyushi, and I recently have been ordering a lot of displays. So I got these displays on display in my room right now, and I have two others that I'm going to be running through with you guys today, just to show you what a display is, but also to tell you that you shouldn't make the same mistakes that I did, which essentially boils down to there are additional features that you can end up ordering on your display that come at an additional cost, and in my opinion just aren't really worth it. I feel like I got ripped off by Displate, unfortunately. The basic Displate itself is fantastic. Essentially what this is a metallic poster that is going to end up magnetically attaching to your wall. So you'll end up having this piece of paper sticks onto your wall, this magnet sticks onto the piece of paper, and then it ends up sticking, well, magnetically holding the poster up. They advertise that because of this, you can easily pop these off and swap them out for other posters. I don't know why you would ever want to do that once you end up having the ones that you like. I'm just going to leave them there forever. The one negative point I would say towards the site is that 90% of the content is man cave material. There's not really that many works of art. There is some custom art, but for the most part, it's going to be like anime, video game characters, and so on and so forth, which is perfectly fine because that's their main audience. But I kind of wanted to end up getting a display that I would be able to show off in the living room that would look like postmodern art, and unfortunately they don't really have anything like that. The other thing that's very strange about the website is I don't really know what the process they have in place to prevent people from ripping off copyrighted content, because I'll tell you, I've browsed the site a lot and I have seen many plagiarized works of art where people will literally just Google a Nintendo character and then they just upload it to Displate and then they sell it as a product. And I'm just sitting here wondering, Nintendo didn't give the rights to that content and it is not original works. This is something that they ended up just finding an image of online. So there's a little bit of a shady dealings going on there, which I don't approve of, because as far as I know, when you end up buying from the artist on Displate, they get a percentage of the sale. So I would just say to be very careful which artists you choose to support. Now, there are officially licensed pieces of content, like this is actually a poster that is by Bethesda, because, you know, it's going to end up being one of their video games. And I just think that this poster looks great. But you'll also notice that this has some of the additional features that I mentioned earlier. So it has the shine on it, and it also has the frame on it. Now, these are the parts where I feel like I got ripped off, because they charge a lot of additional fees in order to end up adding the shine and in order to add the frame. The shine itself, not bad. It obviously doesn't look as good on camera, but as far as just a poster that you would have on the wall, the shine does end up making it look a little bit more appealing than having no shine. However, the frame, I would never recommend this, because the website itself kind of tricked me, I feel anyways, where I thought it was going to end up being a 3D frame where it was going to pop out a little bit. And I just thought, dude, that's so cool. Now my display looks like it's a proper picture with framed and glass in front of it and everything, but it isn't. Essentially what they did was they just ended up adding a frame texture to the outside of the image. And unfortunately, they also cropped the image. That's right. If I didn't have this framework right here, this image would essentially stretch out to the edge and be a lot bigger, which in my opinion is more valuable to end up having more of the work of art than it is to end up having a texture that pretends that it's a frame. And lastly, I wanted to talk about sizes. So this is the large, this is the medium. You can see there is quite a difference in size between them, which is great. That's fine. That's cool. But then they also have an extra large. You want to know what the extra large is? 4 mediums that all just end up having one image like a puzzle piece, which in my opinion defeats the entire purpose of the Displate, because the Displate is sleek and modern and clean, and having 4 posters all beside each other with a crease down the middle because they don't interlock with each other just seems cheap to me. But anyways, that's my 2 cents towards the Displates. I do think that they are a worthwhile product. I just would say that you need to go in with some discrepancies. Make sure that you support proper artists that have their own original works. And also just be very, very careful with those additional charges and additional features, because they're pretty bad, or at least I think that they are. The fact that the frame crops the picture and isn't a true 3D frame and instead is just a texture was really disappointing to me. The shine on the picture is cool, but probably not worth the extra price, because you're already paying out the ass for these things anyways. Or at least I am, because everything on Displate is going to end up being US pricing, and I'm Canadian, which means that very, very expensive. But that's going to be my review of Displate. Other than all of that, I still highly recommend them and think that they're amazing and can really end up complementing your room if set up properly and if you keep browsing and finding ones that you like. Thanks for watching.